Jack Nicholson's Joker, a character etched into the collective psyche with his devilish grin and flamboyant antics, is more than just a villain. He is a living performance, an emblem of chaos draped in elegance. Behind the bold colors and theatricality lies a psychological labyrinth, a dance between fear and desire that defines every move he makes. At the heart of his Enneagram sits perhaps a Type 3, the achiever, yet twisted by a profound need for attention and a fear of being insignificant. His every action is a bid to be the most memorable person in the room, a spectacle that no one can forget. This Joker's survival rule is simple. In a world where image is everything, being unforgettable is his armor, his ultimate defense against a world that might otherwise ignore him. This is his shadow and his gift, an ability to transform any situation into a stage where he reigns supreme. In the formative ecosystem of Gotham, Nicholson's Joker evolves as a response to a city that itself is a stage of corruption and grandeur. Gotham is not just a backdrop, but an enabler, a city that thrives on the theatricality of its inhabitants. Within this environment, the Joker's image-driven strategy is not only honed, but celebrated. The city, with its dark alleyways and towering skyscrapers, provides the perfect arena for his public performances, where crime is not only an act of defiance, but a work of art. Here, the Joker is not just a clown. He is a maestro conducting a symphony of chaos, each criminal act a grand overture to his twisted opera. In the early relationships that shaped him, we see the Joker's theatrical personality taking form. Perhaps it was a family dynamic where being ignored was more unbearable than punishment, or an institutional experience where standing out was the only way to survive. Those who underestimated him became unwitting participants in his grand performance, and those who admired his boldness only fueled his hunger for more elaborate displays. Yet, beneath the surface of his charisma lies a wound, an insatiable need to fill a void with applause and attention, each performance an attempt to validate his existence. As we trace the chronological arc of Nicholson's Joker, each turning point circles back to this core motive. His first encounter with Batman is not merely a battle of good versus evil, but a clash of wills, where the Joker seeks not only to defeat, but to be acknowledged by his dark rival. Batman, who refuses to applaud his antics, represents the ultimate challenge, a figure who sees through the Joker's mask, but refuses to be drawn into his performance. In this relationship, we see a mirror reflecting the Joker's deepest fear, that of being truly invisible. Vicky Vale, the object of his attention, is not a partner in his eyes, but rather a prop in his grand narrative. He does not seek love or companionship, but rather an audience, a witness to his genius. The lack of mutuality in their relationship underscores his inability to connect on a genuine level. Every interaction a scene in a play where he alone writes the script. Through this, viewers may see their own reflections, the danger of converting every feeling into branding, every room into a stage, and every relationship into proof of significance. Yet, where there is shadow, there can be growth. The Joker's path to a healthier strategy lies in the potential to embrace vulnerability, to find worth beyond the applause and in the quiet moments that do not demand performance. It is the journey from being a caricature of chaos to a figure who can integrate his shadow, acknowledging the fears that drive him without letting them consume his identity. If only the Joker could see that real power lies not in being untouchable, but in being truly seen. His ultimate challenge is not Batman, but the possibility of change, the terrifying thought that he could redefine his narrative. What if the Joker could turn his stage into a space for truth rather than spectacle? Could he ever step out from behind his mask and allow the world to see Jack rather than the Joker? Or is the allure of being untouchable too great, the fear of insignificance too consuming? These questions linger, painting a complex portrait of a character who, in his quest for immortality, reveals the depths of human desire and the shadows we all must confront. The Joker's struggle with identity and the allure of untouchability reflects a deeper Enneagram journey, one that oscillates between the chaotic grips of Type 7's fear of being trapped in pain and Type 4's desperation to be unique and significant. Darkness in his narrative stems from a lack of authentic self-worth, seeking instead to craft an identity through rebellion and spectacle. The Joker eschews mundane reality, believing that vulnerability would shatter his constructed mythos. His antics within Gotham are more than mere chaos. They are a rebellion against a world he feels inherently misunderstood in. In many ways, the Joker's antics can be seen as a twisted cry for help, a desire for someone to acknowledge the turmoil beneath his painted smile. His pathological need to orchestrate chaos mirrors a universal human longing for meaning when faced with insignificance. Yet, unlike Batman, who channels his pain into a mission that serves others, the Joker remains trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. Consider his iconic line, "Madness, as you know, is like gravity. All it takes is a little push." This is not just a declaration of nihilism, but an admission of his inner world, a place where a single moment of vulnerability could tip him into the abyss he so theatrically dances around. His interactions with Batman are a desperate plea for a worthy opponent, someone who can reflect his existence back to him, providing a semblance of meaning in a life defined by chaos. Batman's refusal to kill the Joker, despite numerous provocations, represents more than moral restraint. It symbolizes a belief in redemption, a hope that even the most lost figures could reclaim their humanity. The Joker's psyche, however, is resistant to such redemption. The fear of insignificance manifests in his need for theatricality, where each crime spree is a performance, a bid for immortality through infamy. The notion of stepping away from his clownish facade to confront the world as Jack Napier is terrifying. It would mean stripping away the armor of his persona to face the raw, unmasked identity that lies beneath. Yet, this is where shadow integration offers a path forward. By acknowledging the past pains that shaped his present, the Joker could start to dismantle the defenses that keep him isolated. The challenge lies in his ability to embrace the vulnerability he so fears, to find fulfillment not in chaos, but in connections that don't rely on domination or spectacle. His relationship with Harley Quinn offers a glimpse into this potential for change. While often portrayed as co-conspirators in madness, their dynamic also reveals the Joker's capacity for genuine attachment, albeit twisted by manipulation and control. Harley's adoration is a double-edged sword, both confirming his significance and challenging his self-imposed narrative of isolation. In her presence, the Joker is forced to confront the possibility of being truly known, and therein lies both terror and hope. The Joker's evolution would require a departure from the destructive cycles that define him, a willingness to step into the unknown territory of authenticity. This means risking being ordinary, facing the possibility of failure without the safety net of his theatrics. It is the hero's journey inverted, a path not toward conquering the world, but mastering the self. In the grand theater of Gotham, where shadows loom large and identities are forged under pressure, the Joker stands as a testament to the complexity of the human psyche. His narrative is a mirror reflecting the shadow aspects we all wrestle with: the fear of insignificance, the craving for validation, and the perpetual balancing act between chaos and control. By understanding the Joker's psychological landscape, we gain insight into our own. We are reminded that behind every mask is a story, and within every story, the potential for transformation. As the clown Prince of Crime continues his dance with fate, he challenges us to look beyond the laughter and chaos, to see the humanity within the madness. His journey remains a work unfinished, a question unanswered, leaving us to ponder the pathways of shadow integration and the ever-elusive quest for meaning in a world that, like Gotham, is full of darkness and light.